What up, y'all? New timeline. Who dis? Ooh, already we've got Embrace coming up. Hello. Jumping straight to business. We are here for our weekly energy oracle forecast. We're just taking a look at the next 7 or 8 days ahead to see what kind of spiritual and energetic weather we will be living and moving and having our being in. And I am feeling this for sure. All the messages that I've been getting are about embracing this moment over like the end of the year, over the holidays, to take time to reflect on the 16-year cycle that we've just recently been closing out. We are letting all of that sit, and we're kind of gleaming on the wisdom and experience that gave us, and we're feeling grateful, and we're feeling the transformation and the healing. And now we're practicing kind of the embodiment and self-realization of it. It's like the rebirth, the reawakening, it's the emerging out of the chrysalis kind of thing. So, we don't have to rush out ahead. We're just getting our bearings as this new self. So we're training our nervous system, new patterns and new habits and new structures and new beliefs even. And we're practicing that just on with the basics, chopping wood, carrying water, the way that the higher self would. So we're tending to like new daily routines that support our dreams. We are playing with new approaches to putting hands on our goals and our values and our projects that we want to see come to light. And we are getting a vision for the new cycle to come and getting an idea of who is this higher self that I am. And if I felt that I had total faith that I was being supported and guided by the heavens and by divine ordinance and by God, then what would I be doing, right? What would, if I were just following the light of my soul, what would that look like every day? What do I have to do to make that my reality? What is the kind of vision you have for your new chapter going forward? It could be anything you want, right? This is your unique, personal, new start, your new timeline. So just imagine that version of yourself in its healthiest state, allowing you to fulfill more potential. But we don't have to build Rome in a day. We're just getting started with basics now. And doing, practicing and, getting those routines down, and then maybe going further into planning, research, development. And that way, the next kind of phase after that is like, action taking and starting to sow the seeds that we're planting. And so taking it steadily, slow and steady wins the race right now. But this is sort of an interim. It's like a layover between, the ending of one cycle, major cycle, and the beginning of the next major cycle. So this is just a nice little vacation, so to speak, or time out or time off, or like kind of quietness, so that we can tie up loose ends and finish the things that we feel we want to complete, and get excited and get more clarity about what's to come. And I'm feeling that already starting. Like, I'm feeling the rebirth, I'm feeling the resurgence of energy, and I'm feeling sort of like just really grounded and abundant, and feeling a lot of faith and optimism and certainty. And that's not always the case. And so I it's nice to acknowledge and really appreciate it and declare gratitude for that when you have it. And remember what that feels like, because sometimes, the next moment, you don't know what the next moment is going to offer you. So taking a moment to appreciate that sense of peace and fulfillment, and realizing that when you're plugged into the Creator, and you have that daily routine and that daily practice, eventually you can cultivate that sense of fulfillment. And it's like ongoing, and it doesn't take your outer circumstances reflecting back to you everything that you want for that to be the case, right? You can have unexpected things come up, and things that ruffle your feathers, but you still feel ultimately that all is well and that you are cared for, protected, and provided for. Okay, the next card out is expansion, and I'm feeling this. I'm feeling like a growth spurt, right? We just came through a time of heat and pressure, and so now it's about cultivation and growth and expansion. And so now it's like we're healing, we're integrating, we're becoming that higher self, we're opening the heart again. And we are expanding from where we once were, right? We're kind of tearing away from the old self. We're shedding that old self and we're growing beyond it. And so like the snake sheds the skin, and like the caterpillar becomes the chrysalis, melts into a soup, becomes an entirely new creature, and then leaves the cocoon that was once them. Incredible, self-sustained, contained process there. It's like amazing. So are we in that way. We are our cocoon, that we are in. We are the soup, we are the chrysalis. So I think we're coming out of it on the other side, and now we're about to spread our wings, right? And we're getting ready for expansion. But before the expansion comes, we need to prepare, right? It's like, for instance, in real life terms, what does that mean, for example? So so there's people who have gone viral, but they weren't prepared to monetize. They didn't have their systems set in place. They didn't have a product ready. They didn't have a product line or a book that they had in mind, or an idea ready to go. They didn't have their platform set up with maybe like already ready to start email lists and things like that. And so they missed that wave of opportunity because yes, they went viral, but what are you going to do with that traffic? Like, it doesn't automatically equal dollars. You have to use that and direct it in a way. And you have to kind of be prepared because it takes a minute to get all that kind of stuff organized and set up. So woe to those who go viral before they are ready. And blessed are those who meekly chop wood and carry water and set themselves up for success, right? So that when they do, say, if you had a moment that you went viral, right? And you've been putting in the time and putting up content and building up products and quietly feeling like a failure for years, and you finally go viral. Well, now look at you. You've spent the last several years putting up things for people to go then, okay, oh wow, there's products that I can buy. There's more things that I can get involved with. Oh, okay, this person is starting to create something, like they know how to nurture the audience. There's even more content on their profile in this vein that I can go now down a rabbit hole and binge their content even. So, sometimes people just go viral with like a random, phenomena that they don't have like more material other than that. And so then it's just like, it's a flash in the pan, but it doesn't equal anything in the return, right? The owner of Spanx and also the founder of Poopery, these are different women, but they both had this experience in the beginning of manufacturing their product. When they put their product out on the market for sale, for one, Spanx, I think it was her story where she had so many sales that she almost had to expand faster than she could keep up with. She could barely keep up with production in order to get to sell, to keep up with the demand. Or it was like she was growing faster than she could keep up with because she wasn't ready to scale to that demand. Similarly, the woman who was developing Poopery, she had an issue with trying to find the right bottle that wouldn't melt with her recipe with the oils or something like that. So it was like she had like a halt in production that ended up, making it harder for her to expand because she had all this demand and people wanted the product, but like she couldn't deliver the product because she was still working out the kinks. So this is amazing. So embrace this time where we don't have like a ton going on, or we feel like, oh, where's my opportunity? Where's my Mr. or Miss Right? Where is this? Where is that? It's like you have space, you have a container to create in. You know, as an artist or creative, I grew up having a big open room that was almost like a loft. Like there was like a lot of open floor space. And as a creator and a dancer and a painter, I realized even then, but like now looking back, I'm like, oh, I realize it even more, how valuable it is to just have space to create in, literal floor space, to set out your materials and to make a mess and to spread out. Like that can be all the difference in whether or not you are productive, or you know, you even like feel like you have the space to create in, right? So giving yourself the time and space to create in, and for this expansion to happen by not feeling too much pressure right now. But also when you get lost in the fun of the creativity, you realize how prolific you're becoming. So do things for the love of it right now and the joy of it, and you'll be surprised at how much groundwork you can lay as you're moving through the end of this year. Okay. Ooh, I love all these. This is very, very on point. Psyche, I love this. We are like finally the fragmented self has become, we've pulled back together, and we're now becoming whole and one and unified within and without. So our heart, mind, and souls are becoming aligned, and we're being able to take actions that are in alignment with our desire and our consciousness. And we're ready to set our consciousness in the right space so that our thoughts and our feelings are cultivated and our actions are aligned with all of those values in mind, right? So we're in alignment. Our thoughts, feelings, and psyche are all in alignment. Our subconscious is in alignment. Everything is now in agreement and reformed, and we're all in this car. We're all going on the same direction, and we're all like working together, ego included. We've done the reformation, we've done the rehabilitation, and now we're ready for our road trip. We're ready for the next adventure. So we're in alignment. We've got everything in harmony and in tune and grounded and emotionally sober and solid. I love this because the root chakra has come up, Madhara. This is our ability to take grounded action and not just be creative and imaginative, but actually give birth to these ideas and materialize them in the flesh. So again, we are in a period that feels like where I wish everything would move forward, but this is actually a nice quiet time to play. And in that play, it's like we materialize what we've been trying to do through hard work. And in that, we realize that we don't have to make it. It doesn't have to be hard work. We don't have to suffer to have the success of our manifestations. We can do this in a joyful, playful, happy way that's fulfilling and lights us up. And so finally, it's like we're feeling, we're experiencing the victory. Things like that seem to have been so laborious for the last 16 years while Pluto made its transit through Capricorn. It now seems like finally, after all of this like severe discipline and strictness under the influence of Saturn, finally things are starting to get easier. And so we're starting to have success at like getting things accomplished and done. Our efforts are more fruitful. And now maybe you're getting like, maybe you've had like one little aha moment recently that's led you to like this, like, oh, okay, I can see my next steps. Like I can see my immediate steps for this week, but it's starting to come into like revelation what maybe things about next year might start looking like, or the next idea or the next phase of what you're doing within what you're doing now. Okay, so we're becoming victorious. We're getting like the full success. We may not be seeing it yet, but we're starting to feel more successful because when we put effort in, like we're starting to get results. Whereas maybe before we weren't seeing results, or like the results were so little and it took so long. It's like things are we're more in flow. we're getting, things are becoming more harmonious and more fruitful. And so we have the knowledge card here. So it's like we're really just like sitting in that soul searching and self-analysis to preserve the knowledge and the wisdom and the experience that we've gleaned from life season 1. Season 1, our Life, the series before that got canceled, we're finished with that. We're gleaming, we're reviewing the plays, we're like seeing, okay, what were our lessons that we learned? What did that period between 2008 and now teach us? What did we learn about life, about showing up for ourselves? Did we learn to not abandon ourselves? Did we break through? Did we see our codependency and understand and learn how to break through it and rise above it? What did we become aware of? What did we learn about ourselves and about life? And so now how are we applying that going forward, moving forward, and now recreating a new life? This is Life, the series, rebooted, and I think we're going into season 2. Season 1 is now coming into completion. We've introduced our new self, the character, where we're at right now, and how things are in this moment. And now we're going into season 2, into next year, where things are going to start fleshing out, and we're going to start going deeper into the story, and things are going to start becoming more elaborated. All right, you all. So don't rush ahead. Appreciate this moment because it does serve its purpose, and it's giving us what we need to like rejuvenate the soil and refertilize and get new creativity, new inspiration, and new ideas. All right, y'all. We don't want to keep going in through autopilot and just keep going into the same thing because the cycle never kind of like had an interruption. So this is the rhythm we need in order to come back with newness, just like spring. All right, winter, spring, fall, winter, spring, where it's like death, decay, rebirth. All right. I will see y'all tomorrow for our weekly anchor message, where we will be getting our spiritual assignments and lessons, where we will be putting our focus for the week. All right. Until then, peace be with you. Ciao. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it, then please give it a like. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications to be notified of when I drop content. Like the videos, comment, share them. Anything that you do helps these messages get out to other people who need them. So you watching a video and taking an action on it actually makes a positive difference in someone else's life.